Tomorrow I have to do 3-point lighting, and I don't have 3 lights, so I think that has to wait for another day.
I need lights. It's day 3. It's light day. I need to look at 3 videos about 3-point lighting, and then I need to shoot a subject in a setting of 3-point lighting. I'm gonna explain later on what that means, because I kind of have an idea, but I'm not really sure. I still need to look at the 3 videos. And then I have to go buy some lights, because I only have the normal ceiling lights. I don't have table lamps or whatever. So I think I'm gonna buy those. Very cheap, non-expensive ones. Still on a budget here. And then shoot my subject, which is going to be a teddy bear. Very cute teddy bear. And then see how that goes. So first off, let's buy some lights. So no lamp, but there are other places I can go, so on to the next shop. Again, no lights, but there is still one place I can check, or 2 places I can check, and then I'll be on my way. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Lights. Let's do this. Okay, so I have my lights. I can start searching for information about 3-point lighting, what it is, and what I can do with it. The concept is simple. I don't know about the execution, but the concept is simple. What is 3-point lighting? Basically, it's when you use 3 lights to light up your subject. And the way the lights are set up gives off a certain illumination on the subject that is aesthetically pleasing. Alright, so that was in lighting. Pun intended. So I've been thinking, nice and everything. Shoot the teddy bear in the lights with the phone. But my camera should be coming today. If I'm not mistaken, you guys should have already seen that video on the channel. I hope, I think. But since my camera's coming today or tomorrow, I thought it's better just to set up the lights, sit in it with this camera phone just to see how it is. And then tomorrow, if the camera is already here for today or tomorrow, whatever, I'm gonna take the shots tomorrow with the camera and really feel the quality, right? Really see how this light setup and how the reflection of the lights, etc., bounces off the subject. And since I have to do a bit of depth perception, I'll be shooting those tomorrow. Once the camera's here, a lot of things will be better. So how does it work? You have 3 lights. You have your key light, which is the one that's shining directly on the subject's face. You have your filler. That's a light that you use to further illuminate your subject. And then you have the hair light. The hair light is meant to make a halo around the body or around the hair. That's why they also call it a hair light. And all these components combined gives a certain vibe to your shot. Depending on how you place the light, the shadows it casts can give some vibes. So you can either go for a more dramatic setting or a more lighthearted setting or a spooky setting. It all depends on how you place your key light. A day has gone by, no camera, so I think I'm gonna get that tomorrow. Day 4. Yesterday was great. Yesterday gave me a lot of insight into how light works with different textures, different configurations on your face, shades, shadows, etc., etc. So what I'm gonna do today, because the camera's here. So I'm gonna shoot with the lighting rig and I'm gonna use the camera for better image quality. And once I'm done with the 50 shots of the teddy bear and the lighting, I can go outside with the camera and shoot using the lens and see depth of field, focal lengths, etc. So today's gonna be figuring out how the camera works and just having fun with it. Just having fun with it. So everyone say hello to Baloo. He's gonna be my subject for today. Let's get this going. So this is how the camera looks. You guys don't know how excited I am to start shooting with the camera, but yeah. So that was interesting. Especially playing around with the positioning of the teddy bear of Baloo, positioning of the lights itself. Of course, the handicaps I have because they're not studio lights and I can't really adjust them as much as I want, either the intensity of the light or just the angle, because of course they're just normal table lights, so table lamps. So it still was interesting because you can still see the effect. You can still see, even with low quality stuff, just the lighting itself makes a whole lot of difference, right? So this was awesome. How is you?
I'm good. You?
I'm good. Starting to feel the camera a bit more.
Yeah.
But it's also terrifying.
Why?
It's like, okay, so for example, I've been looking at videos about how to work with the camera, and there's so many technical stuff you need to focus on.
Don't, like, one tip, don't really focus on the technical stuff. Like when
Yeah.
I got mine, I just started taking pictures and just playing with the different settings without looking at actual videos. So you
Yeah.
just have like a feel of the camera and how it works. And then when you have specific questions like, okay, what does this do? You search what you need. That's how I did it in the beginning. Just start with your just taking pictures and just play with the lights, play with the ISO, play with those stuff, and then go right into like when you need something of extra information, you look for it. Otherwise, you'll go crazy.
Yeah. Because right now, basically, my camera's in auto mode.
No,
It's-
go to manual and test it.
First off,
Mhm.
lighting, right? How did that go for you? Because I saw one picture of yours with the chair in your background in your garden, and the lighting was like perfect.
Shooting outside has its benefits because
Mhm.
and it's sunny over here, so it has its perks. So that's much easier. The only thing I had to focus on was what I wanted to be focused and what not. So this, now that I know about like the 3-point lighting, I'm like, okay, this works. But
Yeah.
but it wasn't something I used to focus on.
Yeah, because one thing I do notice right now, doing this challenge, every step I take, I realize I take more caution towards the things I've learned. Like, for example, right now, if I take a selfie or if I do a video call or whatever, my first thought is, okay, how's my lighting? How's this? How's that? So basically, every step I take is like one thing added to what I normally do every day.
Yeah.
You said you only have the one ring light right now that you're using?
Yeah.
Okay. I did a cheeky and I went out and bought lights. So kudos. No, but how do you like, because for me it gets harder. Just using one light, it gets harder. How did you go about that?
Like in this case, right now, I'm using my window as my my fill
The fill? Yeah.
light, because the ring light is right at me, so it's the one that gives me more light. So it just balances the two.
The two light sources.
Yeah.
So basically, the ring light right now is your key, and then you have the fill as the window as the fill.
Yeah.
So basically, be creative with what you have.
Yep.
But my next question. So depth of field, that means that your background gets blurrier and your foreground or midground is in focus, right? Do you prefer types of shots like that, or?
When I take portraits, I like that, so that my person or my talent is in focus and my background is not as important. But it depends where you're taking the pictures. For me, then it's important where you're taking the pictures, if you want some elements of the background or not, or if you're taking a wide shot or not. So it really depends on what I want, what the person wants, and my location.
So, questions about my pictures.
Okay, one thing that caught my eye with the bear pictures, and you choose to use 2 background lights.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I had in my head that the fill has to be from the back. So I had my key light here, here on the teddy bear, and then on Baloo. And then directly behind him, I had the hair light. And then I thought my fill had to be also from the back, right? That was like a mistake I had. So the fill had to be forward. That's why I had the big shadow on the right side.
Yeah. Like here you can see like a lot of shadow. Light is coming from the back.
The back.
Yeah. That should have been the other way around. But I really like this one.
Yeah.
Better. It looks like a commercial kind of picture.
Okay, so that's a big compliment for me, seeing as that was my first day playing around with the camera. So
what setting was it?
Automatic. On to depth of field.
Yeah.
Because I send you a picture of the flower and the building in the background.
Yeah.
And I also send you a picture of a bike.
That's what I want to say. I love the bike picture. You have your like the bricks in the front, and then the bike, and then the background is like blurry.
Because there's where I started to use everything I learned earlier. So the bricks have the leading lines going to the bike, and then the background is blurry.
Yeah.
So your focus is bike.
Yeah, the picture shows you, like, it guides you to what you have to look at.
What are you missing in the flower one?
I would have done less of the building. Like I would have just changed my angle a little bit. That you would have, because now you have a lot of building, and then you have the sky and a tree. For me, it's too much building. I would have just slightly
angled away.
Yeah, that I would have less building, more sky. And I don't know how many trees and stuff you have over there, so what your background really looks like, but I think you would have had more elements in it. But then again, the question is, what did you want on your picture?
That's also something I saw in one of the videos. The guy was talking about the picture is nice and everything, but the story around the picture, the adventure to going to the place, meeting the people around that place, and then taking the picture, that's bigger than just the picture itself. So that's all I have for you this week. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming along. If you've liked this video, please leave a like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff, and see you next week.